Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Hockett. Today, I want to talk a bit about patriotism, what it means and what it implies. I always felt I was pretty patriotic. When I was a kid, I dutifully did the flag salute in school, and we enthusiastically celebrated, the 4th of July with the small town parades and evening fireworks. Of course, we also displayed the flag, not the state flag, the American flag. Since my dad had been in the U.S. Air Force, we pretty much prided ourselves on being Americans, and we lived lives as a military family with my dad devoted to America's protection. I myself did not serve in the military. I was part of the draft lottery that was not selected. Many of my high school classmates were drafted and served in Vietnam. Some died. This brings me to a dictionary definition of patriot: a person who vigorously supports their country and is prepared to defend it against enemies or detractors. By this definition, we seem to describe a very attractive loyalty to our nation. And the demonstration of that loyalty seems to be a willingness to defend your country. I find it interesting that in the ongoing debate between parties in America, both camps seem to solidly support the American military. It appears that almost everyone wants to be safe from foreign enemies. And since World War II, we have been relatively safe. I say relatively safe because we have been attacked. Remember 9/11, when airliners were used as weapons to bring down the Twin Towers in New York to damage the Pentagon? And with one, Flight 93, it turns out, headed to the White House, that was crashed in Pennsylvania as passengers tried to stop the terrorists on board. The outpouring of both sadness and anger was palpable after that attack. America came together patriotically as folks rushed to join the military and also to join law enforcement. But I have a concern. Since those days of 9/11, there have been attempts to recast or even redefine patriotism. It's common to find folks claiming that, survivalists or militia members or people of certain political movements are the true patriots. Today, a lot of people seem to have deep-seated mistrust or anger of anything that aligns with their view of the term government. I distinctly recall Ronald Reagan saying that government is the problem. The president then gave Americans permission to criticize the government, even if it wasn't specifically based on Reagan's grievance, namely that the federal government was taking too much of his multi-million-dollar contracts as an actor and a spokesperson. It soon became vogue to criticize the government, and it didn't take long for fear-mongers and hate-mongers to hijack the narrative. The outgrowth was that over the last 40 years or so, many have adopted the notion that only those who hate the federal government are real patriots. Can you see the irony? The very people who want a strong military, who want the strength of our combined United States, they don't really want us governing institutions. And there's much more irony as you consider those who decry big government, who also seek that big government to limit a woman's ability to make decisions about her personal health care. More on that later. Now we have extreme patriotic movements, militias, subgroups of political parties that are doing everything they can to pick fights, upset the functioning of government, happily dismissing values and even the rule of law. January 6th riot and attacks on the U.S. Capitol is the most egregious illustration. This, in the name of patriotism, really? And these movements have been busy developing communications and media channels to hawk their hate. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. You You see, my dad didn't fight in Korea. Indeed, no veteran has ever fought so they could return home to see us tearing down the very country that they love and that we claim to love. Let me suggest that patriots are those who love their country, which includes its people. They defend each other. They don't just pick fights with each other. America's huge, 50 states, a multitude of needs and desires. It didn't get that way because of extremists. It got that way because people of goodwill followed the dictates of their conscience and followed their evolving culture and enacted laws for the greater good, even amending the Constitution to provide more and better freedoms and to form a more perfect union. You know, I know that one of the precepts built into our governmental system is that every citizen has a right to criticize the government. I get it. This is essentially, it's essential to a democracy. But remember that your local city and county are governments. Remember that local police and firefighters are the government in action, along with parks departments and public works and highways and libraries and services designed to ensure clean water, clean air. Remember when we were founded, we had only about 2.5 million people. We now have over 330 million people. Protecting our nation requires a strong federal government. In my view, it had a critical role during the recent COVID pandemic. Why? Because the lethal virus did not stop at the state or county lines. Sorry. Now, local protection of citizens requires strong law enforcement. But just as importantly, not despite its size, but because of its size, America still requires people of goodwill to work together on big solutions. If we continue to fracture, to fuss, and to fight, if we continue to obstruct, we can and we will tear America down. I don't want that. Let's be patriots. Let's defend our nation against those who want to tear her down. Nothing will be more effective than good people working together for the greater good. Think about it. Thanks for watching. I'm Tim Hawken. Hey, before you go, I want you to know that I value your thoughts and your questions. I do have 3 favors to ask. First, please subscribe to this channel. America Divided, we can do better. 2, make time to watch all these little videos. And 3, please share these videos widely. Together we really can make a difference. I hope you have a great day.